Hello, lore heads, and welcome to the League, exploring the League of Legends lore from A to Z. My name is Rebecca.
And I'm John.
My name is Mark.
And today we're talking about the Bashful Bloom Lillia, who was released July 22nd, 2020. Almost my birthday.
Oh, so close.
I know. Not the 2020 part. I'm older than 2. But
Almost your second birthday.
This episode we have a baby on the
That's why I need it. We're just talking about you burping me.
It all comes back.
So kind of. Yeah, Lillia. Yeah. She's cute.
I don't think I've ever used her. Even in ARAM.
No, I've never played Lillia.
I tried her once in ARAM and I had an absolutely terrible time. I'm sure she's good. She feels very much suited to the Rift because her whole playstyle is like, skirmishy and kind of staying at the edge of fights, I think. But I've had a Lillia stomp my shit in ARAM, so I think it's just a playstyle I'm not used to.
Stomps it with like 4 legs too, so it's like hurts twice as much.
She honestly doesn't. She throws one seed out and has Leandries and Dark Harvest, and then there's your health. That's what it feels like.
Them seeds is hurtsin'.
Yeah.
Bowling balls, right?
Mm-hmm. On the universe page, she has just a bio and a short story, which I feel like that's what we're expecting of new champions now. They usually haven't been fleshed out much. Though, they're made for an event, and for Lillia, it was the Spirit Blossom event, I guess.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And then that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll usually see him show up in random bits of the event in passing, or I guess in Akshan's case, not passing. And that's kind of what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're pretty spot on with it with Lillia, I guess. But oh well.
All right.
That's
Who's
fine.
kicking off impressions?
Oh, okay.
Oh fuck. I don't know. One of y'all do it.
Oh, we wrote down the same quote. That first one.
All right, you can go first then.
I can't do this.
Just
You may have tasted too much purple.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you. That's what she says to Lulu, which is obviously why I had to write that one down.
of course. I'll just look around for threats. 5th time's the charm.
Cute.
I was excited to finally have someone who had a vaguely Scottish accent.
Oh God, John.
Kaiser, I've got your fruit right here.
He's just been practicing his Lily impression this whole time. Every time he says flute. By the way, every time I think the word fruit, it's flute in my head. Like literally every time. Like I was at the grocery store and I'm like getting snacks for D&D on Sunday, and I was like, oh, I should get some fruit.
For the record, that's not even one of her quotes. I just wrote it down.
Oh, really?
I wrote down the vaguely sexual one she has
Oh, go
with
on.
Nico.
Oh.
Nico, can you teach me why the humans hide what's inside? Or should I ask your flower?
Oh, shit.
What an interpretation.
New ship, I guess. Lillia Nico.
I was curious which quote you were going to go with. I didn't realize you were going to go with that one. Interesting. Very Georgia O'Keeffe of you.
That's a nice timely reference for our 18 to 22 audience.
We're a cultural podcast. We expand your minds.
You know what? We recently looked at the stats again, and it used to be that 18 to 22 males were by far the highest, but now it's kind of split with 23 to 28.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Some people close to 30 listening. Nice.
So maybe if we just do it long enough that this age up as the
That's
audience
true.
ages. Something to see your grandpa, folks.
And we do still have significantly less women listening, but we have more women listening than we did. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Very good.
Exciting stuff.
Leak's
just so full of dudes.
It is dude heavy.
It is.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad there's no voice chat.
Now, who wants to prance us through the bio?
Oh, honey.
Prancer size. I was surprised you didn't have a Prancer size quote. Right?
Prancer
Whatever.
size?
Okay.
Like Jazzercise?
Don't worry. Kind of, yeah. We'll reconvene after this. I can't really explain it. It's beyond explanation, right?
Oh, okay.
Google it. Yeah. I guess I can do it, or if you want to, Rebecca, if you had notes for it.
No, you go for it.
Cool.
I've had a fucking day, y'all.
It's fine. Not a big deal. So this is by David Slagle, who also wrote the short story. And so when Ivern was chopping down the God Willow, like we kind of talked about with him, one of its seeds took root and kind of formed this Garden of Forgetting, which, if you'll remember way back in the Ari episode, that's where she goes to forget about her lover, who she accidentally, oops, all murdered. And
Good place to go for forgetting.
yeah, it's right in the name, I guess. And then right in the center of that is the Dreaming Tree. And it, as its name kind of implies, gathers up humanity's dreams in its blooms. And Lillia was born when one of the tree's own dreams was captured in a bud that then fell before it could bloom, which is had never happened before, it says. And she tended to the tree. She kind of learned about humanity through the dreams and was kind of regarded them with wonder. She's very Ariel in that way. It's like, oh, look at all these neat dreams, but it's just kind of through this weird lens. And eventually Noxus invades, and fewer dreams start coming to the tree. It kind of becomes infected with tangles of oozing black, ichor. Ichor? I don't know. Black goo. It's got black goo.
There you go. Goo is in my vocabulary. You've hit.
Yeah.
I need that 4th grade vocab.
Well, eventually some warriors come. They're chasing some lone figure. We don't get a name for who that is. And as they're having their scuffle, I guess, they kind of cut this. Oh, I guess the other thing is that she really wants to meet people, and her desires kind of form their own little dream in a bud on a branch. And when these people show up, they cut that branch accidentally that contains Lillia's unrealized dream, it says. She kind of panics. She makes everyone go to sleep. She ults everybody. And she kind of realizes in this moment that, oh, people aren't kind of how I thought they were. They're tangled. They're complex. But as they're sleeping from this sleeping figure, the one being chased specifically, a little dream kind of pops out. And Lillia also, in that moment, kind of, she's got a flower on her head. She kind of blooms, and sleep, dream, sparkle, pollen is kind of all in the air, all about. And she kind of, I guess the point of it all is that she kind of realizes that, yeah, they're complex and twisted and whatnot, but at the core, underneath it all, there's still sparkles and tingles and all that good stuff. All the humans wake up. They got no memory of where they're at or what they had done. And Lillia then is well, if dreams won't come to the tree, then I'll go out and go get them and help the tree, heal back up, the mother tree heal back up. And she brings that cut branch with her dream in it. She goes out to go get dreams from people, I guess, is kind of where it ends. Does that all sound right?
It does. I feel like this is all reminiscent of it. It made me think of many different things throughout reading it. The whole dream of a dream of a dream of a dream type thing was very Final Fantasy X for me.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I can see that.
It's the dream of a dead tree's dreams dream.
The heart with my heart, with your dark heart inside the golden heart. That's all I know about Kingdom Hearts.
I said
exactly
Final Fantasy X.
Oh shit! They're the same
Kingdom
fucking
Hearts
thing
is
to
what
me.
I was thinking, honestly.
But
especially
yeah,
in the short
same.
story, the dialogue is very imagine Sora saying some of this shit to Riku or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could 100% see it. It also is very reminiscent of, I don't know, a little bit of Monsters Inc. to me.
Oh really?
Where
Okay.
So the tree of dreaming relies on dreams for power, but there are less dreams than ever now, so Lillia's got to go out and manually start gathering the dreams, even if that means forcibly putting people to sleep to get them. It's very, I'm gonna go harness those screams of her.
I guess I do know that I feel when she first was unveiled through the teaser, there was a lot of kind of response of, oh, she's very Disney Pixar kind of esque, people drawing, I guess, low comparison to Brave and stuff like that. But I feel this aids that argument, this perspective you're presenting. You're not wrong, right? Yeah.
I couldn't help but think too how much like if she is if she's exclusively her knowledge of humanity is kind of exclusively through dreams, man, two things. One, she must have seen some fucked up shit. Two, it's no wonder she's so unintentionally horny through all of her shit.
You know, I kind of had that. I had that thought. Maybe not the second part so much.
I don't think it's just like someone has a dream, right? It's like
it's kind of
like
wishy-washy.
wishes, right?
Yeah.
Which I mean, not that they can't be sex related.
I think it's
Sure.
a little. It's never really explained. It almost seems like if it was just people having like wishes or something like that, it almost seems like they would have gotten more of them when Noxus was invading, because you would think that like people would have a lot of strong wishes about that situation. Like, the magic behind it's a little unclear. I'm not sure whether, I assume it's only pulling dreams from Ionia, otherwise the Noxian invasion probably wouldn't have had any impact at all. But
yeah, I mean, it's situated from there. I don't know if I made it clear, but it is like that's where all this is. It's in Ionia, you know, so that makes sense, I guess. And yeah, I feel like, I don't know, maybe this would have been better served because it is kind of vague, and it's kind of a little of both. It's like, yeah, it's dreams when they're sleeping, but it's also like aspirations and hopes and stuff, and we kind of see a little bit of that from the short story. And it's like, I don't know, maybe it would have just been better if it was just like people's aspirations and hopes, and you could kind of maybe hone in on the idea of like, oh, Noxus invading is like, yeah, people have really strong feelings, but those strong feelings are also like sometimes very negative, and it's what's causing the tree to start to be, you know, you got a bunch of people who really want something, but what they really want to do is, you know, kill motherfuckers, right? Like that might, there's your black goo, right? You know,
it would also all the Noxian aspirations. They're like, man, I just want to take over everything. Like, I don't like this.
Yeah, because I agree, right? Like the idea that it's actually literally dreams, like what your brain does when you're asleep, is like, whatever. That doesn't make any sense. She would think humans are fucking crazy. She wouldn't want to meet us at all. Right?
Right.
These people fucking hate
so
high
Ultron.
School. Their teeth keep falling out. What the fuck?
Why are they in this school and they can't find their locker?
Right?
Why does nobody wear pants when they give presentations?
Well, I mean, honestly, like if they did that and played with that more, that could be fun. I think because it's so vague, it kind of lacks more of like a, I don't know. It was all the magic around it's very vague. And like, what's the significance of her being the tree's dream that's like caught in a bloom? And it's like, I don't know. Does it really matter? Could she not have just been like a fawn creature that just was like I don't know, right?
Yeah, because like there's a whole race of creatures that are, you know, kind of have combined animal-human characteristics.
Yeah.
It would be very easy to make her one, and they're already very in tune with nature.
Yeah,
it would have made
like
perfect sense that she's just a Vestaya, but she's not like a Vestaya. She's a dream of a plant, of a dead plant.
Yeah.
She's
I don't know.
A dream
like,
twice removed.
She's been incepted.
That's a great name for a prog metal like album or something like that. A dream twice removed. Pretty good.
That's a great metal band name. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know. There's also a line in there where it says like that she gets bloomed or sprouted or whatever, and it says she sprouted into an awkward fawn creature. Like, does it mean that she's like physically awkward and that's why she can't like even walk properly? Like half the fucking time.
It does seem like that. Like she is physically awkward through, I mean, I guess more so in the short story and kind of throughout game. Maybe that's like kind of the symbolism behind the fact that she gets faster, like the more stacks of her bloom you have in game. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's supposed to signify her blooming into a less awkward fawn.
Yeah.
Although it is awkward that once those stacks wear off, then you're just clumsy again. Just gotta keep eating them dreams. Yum, 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 yum.
Yeah, I was just thinking about like a newborn fawn. You know how they stumble out when they're first born?
Yeah.
That's what I think I know about newborn fawns I learned from Bambi.
Well,
he was real awkward.
Yeah, but he became magnificent. He became a magnificent stag, okay?
Yeah, I used to watch the shit out of the movie when I was a kid. I don't know why it's
that's
so depressing.
I was gonna say that's a heavy thing to be watching constantly, but
It was just, we had like 3 VHS tapes, okay? To rotate
fair.
between them.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you said Lillia was like this newborn thing, and even though the thing is also is like we don't really know how long she's been doing this, but we can kind of assume like a little while. Like she's not a newborn, right? Maybe
yeah,
she is in like
no.
I don't know. Maybe she is in like the span of like some galactic, whatever first breath of creation type shit, right? It's like whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, there were a lot of question marks around a lot of the Lillia lore. That
yeah.
A lot of
I
it
agree.
seemed more conceptual than I would have liked. Maybe the writing was too intelligent for me, or maybe it just was
I don't think
very
so.
vague.
I don't think so.
But I remember reading it and thinking, like, man, I bet like a 5th-year poetry student would get a lot out of some sort of metaphor in this story, but wasn't landing with me.
Get dunked on, poetry students. No, I agree. I think conceptual is a really good way of kind of describing it. I think it's almost like it's a little burdened by having like some details that are kind of unnecessary. Like that thing about her having this dream that's like not realized in a branch, and that's the branch that gets cut off, and that's what she carries around. It's like, can't it just be a branch? Does it have to, like she could? We don't need to know all that about that branch. She can just show up in a story and be like, okay, she's got a branch from the tree. It's fine. We can trust that it does shit, but I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
it's gotta have dreams in it.
well, I get the idea that it has her dream and it's been cut down before it could bloom, I guess, but
What does that mean?
yeah, does that mean that like now she's fulfilling her dream? It needed to be cut down for her to go off into the world, which was her dream in the first place.
We were saying dream a lot in this episode.
I know, it has
It's starting to
lost
lose
all
meaning.
fucking me. Everyone take a shot every... No, don't.
Enjoy your alcohol poisoning. Yeah.
No, if you want alcohol poisoning, all right, when we get to the short story, take a shot every time she says, eep! Because it was really starting to get to me.
Yeah. All right, should we dive
I
into
get
that
it, she's
then?
quirky. It was really giving me like, oh, woo, woo.
Yes.
Sporky. Vibes.
Penguin of Dooms.
Yes. This like cringe live journal 2002 culture. That's what I was getting from the Lillia voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I feel like that's coming back.
Great. Cool.
I hope so.
Can't
I
wait.
really want our daughter to be like the biggest fucking cringe weirdo.
Cringe lord.
There's,
Cringe overlord.
with us as parents, there's almost no chance she's not
I didn't wanna
going
say it.
to be.
Like she meows randomly. Like that's what I'm hoping for, because
Beautiful.
that might be what I did when I was a teenager.
All right.
right.
So it's called The Garden of Dreaming. It's also by David Slagle. My notes for it are really bare bones, so we
It's
can
okay.
talk about the writing. But it's from Lillia's perspective. She's watching a crying little girl with a doll kind of walking away from her village. Lily is hiding in the brush, and it's kind of doesn't want to be seen, and is very shy, I guess, for lack of a better word. She's bashful, as her name would imply. Eventually, the little girl falls asleep, and Lillia kind of creeps out, but notes that, like, oh, the little girl's her dream isn't coming out, right? Like, that's what she says.
Give me them dreams.
Get it out of her brain.
Gotta do a little cut a little hole, whatever.
The horror Lillia. Oh, I love a little horror version of Lillia.
I think one of her skins is, which, is kind of a neat idea. Anyway, Lillia kind of realizes, she has this, like, you talking about 5th year poetry students, like this realization of, like, what if dreams aren't what we want? What if they're what we need? Cringe. Whatever. But the little girl's got a doll. She realized, she's like, oh, I'll give the little girl her doll, and the dream does finally kind of come out as it's doing. The little girl in her sleep kind of hugs Lillia, I guess, just like, she kind of nestles into her, I don't know. And as the little girl's dream sort of blooms, so does Lillia's. The flower on her head kind of blooms, the bud, whatever. And dream dust just gets fucking all over the place, and there's wonderful sparkles in the air.
This is sounding so
She just
dirty.
explodes her dream dust all over.
Her flower opens.
I'm not fucking trying
And out comes
to.
the magic.
I mean, and
That is kind of what happened. Did
That's
they
literally
realize what
what
they were
happens.
doing with the flower? Or was that on purpose? Did they not know? Was it just a bunch of dudes who wrote this and they didn't know that was often a metaphor that girls were given? Or?
I mean, I would assume it was innocent until reading the visual novel.
yeah, I guess. And then I don't know. That's about it. She's satiated. She's got the dream, and everybody's happy. And she prances back off into the undergrowth, and the little girl wakes up, and it's almost a little like sad because like the little girl's dream is that her sister went away to fight Noxus. We can kind of presume, and she wants her sister back, and that's what her dream is. And Lillia's like, oh, you'll always have that dream will always be there of your sister's love. And the little girl wakes up, is like, Grandma, is sister here? I saw her. And it's like, that's gonna be really disappointing when she finds out, no, she's not here. She's still at fucking war. But
Yeah.
I don't know. That's about it for the actuals.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Go on.
It was a color story.
It was a color story. I mean, you do get more of Lillia's personality in this. It's just that Lillia's very like, I don't know, she's real bashful. That's kind of, it doesn't take a lot to get that across, and the more
Yeah.
you have of it,
I think it's hit over your head a little too often, a little too hard. I think it's fine. She's a cute idea, you know. She's trying to meet and help humans while being too afraid to approach them as a deer, you know, like a deer do. Like a deer do. But
Do.
I don't know.
yeah,
This wasn't it.
they didn't connect
No.
to me. These ones didn't land
Yeah.
for me. Which
Yes.
I know we've got some Lillia fans. No shade on Lillia, but these stories weren't it.
I almost like wish one of y'all really liked it so I could kind of get that perspective, you know, because I have the same way. I was
Go
like,
ahead.
I can't. No, I mean, I agree with everything y'all are saying, and I'm having like trouble like putting words almost to it of like, what is it
Yeah.
about it that's not landing for me? I don't
It
know
was like-
what.
They lean on, for me, I think the thing that bothered me the most was they lean on a super vague, undefined type of magic, which you wouldn't, it sounds weird to say because, like, isn't all magic kind of vague and undefined? Like, in a way, yeah, but if you tell me that someone wielded the power of, like, a world rune to destroy a city, like, I can conceptualize that somehow. If you tell me that, like, someone is absorbing dreams to power a tree, but the dream stopped coming, so now they've got to go coax dreams out of things that are dreaming, but they're not dreaming the right type of dreams, and then she needs her flower magic to coax the dream. I'm lost. I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, you can have rules for magic, and I think you need them, right? Because you can understand what's happening, you can understand stakes, what people's motivations and goals, and, you know, we could better contextualize what's happening and why it's so lovely that this dream popped out of this girl. Like, but yeah, it's pretty vague, and I think also there's a lot of very kind of, I don't know, would you say flowery emotive language when it's talking. That's what I was talking about, like comparing it to Kingdom Hearts, whereas like in the same way that like I like Kingdom Hearts, but goddamn, when you come to some of the dialogue, just imagine Sora saying some of this shit to like a darkness infested Goofy, right? And it's like, ooh, this is primo cringe right now. I don't know what it is. Like melodramatic? Is that maybe that's not quite it. I don't know.
I mean, it certainly is for sure.
I was reminded of a book when you started talking about all the dreams in that way and how fake it was. But there was this book called the Glinda Stories. I literally just looked it up, and I read it years ago. So yeah, the Gilda Stories. Sorry, it's about vampires, but it's a very different take on vampires. And when they feed on humans, the vampires have like an idea of the humans' desires, and then they're able to like slightly influence them, so they have the confidence to achieve those goals. And it just seemed like a better version of what they were trying to do here. So I think that's what it is supposed to be about. Like, people have like these deep desires in their hearts of like who they want to be or what they want or need, whatever, in their lives. And that's, I think, what's supposed to be blooming on these trees. But I don't know. The one with the little girl didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. She wanted to see her sister. Her sister's probably dead. Like, you haven't helped her at all. Like, this is not... I think someone who is maybe a bit more older and a bit more mature and knowing like a deep, deep desire they want in their heart, and Lillia being able to push them towards it, that would be more interesting.
She didn't help them, but you know who she did help?
Oh, who?
Good old Mother Willow, because she sucked up that little girl's dream up into her little bow, and she's going to go feed it to Mommy Dreamy.
It kind of just seems like she's stealing dreams. Is that what
Right.
we're going for instead?
Dream stealer.
Yeah.
I'd always love that. She was kind of more mercenary about it all. Like, I need to get this fucking dream out of this kid. Fuck. Been here for 3 days. This little shit.
That'd be so fucking good.
Yeah, it's like pick dreams or pick aspirational desires and go with one. Don't leave it so muddy. Like, this even further muddies the waters, as it were, because she is sleeping. It's not like a dream of like, oh, I just really miss my sister and the love, which feels like you would be able to get more of when she's awake and like feeling it. Like, I don't fucking know, man.
I don't know.
Yeah. Also, it makes mention here, I don't think it comes up in the bio, that she's got a little dream that kind of floats around her, right? Does that feel like that steps on like Lulu's space at all? Where it's like, it's kind of like a little pix that's floating around and she kind of interacts with, and that dream is trying to interact with the little girl's dream. It's like, it's like a weird additional thing to have going on with her, I feel like. She has her own little thing flying around her. Maybe not.
Only Lulu can have little things flying around her.
I would like it if they made it so we were talking about her being, you know, like a mercenary with the dream. I'd like if maybe she was trying to help people, but the little dream, all the dream cared about was feeding Mama Dream. So she was trying to help people, but all the little one cared about was like, no, I'm gonna get this fucking dream out no matter what.
This would be like another like kindred wolf, rather lamb and wolf situation.
Except
also.
Lillia has no idea.
Oh, okay.
She thinks the dream's chill, but the dream's not
it's
chill.
She thought the dream was chill, but it was not chill.
I guess that's a little like Bravely Default when I think about it, but still, I think it works.
Everything's a video game. Better Bravely Default than Kingdom Hearts, I'm going to be honest. I cannot stand the Kingdom Hearts dialogue when John plays it.
It's fucking terrible. I like those games, but yeah, whatever. It's not like it's not good when like your shit's being compared to Kingdom Hearts in that way, right? It's
Right.
not
If we're
good
comparing
sign.
a story to Kingdom Hearts, it means it's not good.
This isn't the gameplay.
There's some decent gamelay nuggets in there we could point to. But if we're like, oh, it makes as much sense as Kingdom Hearts,
and written about as well. It's like, I don't
there's
know,
a
just
$100 bounty on the board for anyone who can explain that story. I've watched
You have watched hours
I've
plus
watched-
long videos.
Yeah, I've seen BDG's breakdown where he tried to explain it, and
I've watched a 3-4 hour lecture of a guy explaining it. He's a guy who loves that series, but goddamn, if it doesn't make any, I think, well, whatever. We don't need to talk about Kingdom Hearts. This isn't a Kingdom Hearts lore podcast. But
That'll be a separate bonus episode. Stay
Honestly.
tuned, Patreon, for the
unraveling
Kingdom Hearts episode.
I forgot to mention there was a line in the bio where they said, "But as the warrior slept, the Lillia wept."
The Lillia wept.
Well, it didn't say I guess it just said, "But the warrior slept and Lillia wept," which I thought was kind of bars.
Nice. So when you do your
kind
Lillia
of white
parody,
hot fire.
when you do your Lillia parody, which is obviously going to be part of your world from The Little Mermaid, because we already made that reference, you'll have to drop that line in there.
Done.
Dope. Yeah. That's mostly. Oh, she's got the teaser, I guess. I was trying to think of like other things.
Yeah, she's in like 2
canon-wise.
cinematics. One is her teaser, which
That's not on her page.
No, it's not.
No, there was no video. I don't think
Yeah,
I've ever
it's
seen her
weird.
teaser.
It might be because her teaser also doubled as a skin trailer for the
Spirit Blossom.
Spirit Blossoms?
Spirit Blossom
Okay.
event. So maybe it's like not canon, but I mean this is literally her champion reveal, so it's probably canon.
Yeah.
I mean, all
Yeah,
she
I
does,
don't know.
all she says is like, "I'm gonna go out in the world."
That was a
But-
great impression of Lillia.
I can brave the outside world. Something like that. I remember people
for
really
fruit.
didn't like. Yeah, really didn't like the accent that was given in that video. I don't know if they care about her in-game accent, but I think in the video it's a little like it's like kind of more in and out. Like there are some times when it's really hardly pronounced, and then sometimes where it's very, I don't know, subtle. I'm not Scottish. I don't fucking know.
It's like watching Inventing Anna.
I had the same feedback, but then I was reading some of the dev blogs about it, and that was like an intentional direction given. They're like, we don't want this character to be Scottish. We want them to be like Scottish inspired. So don't have like a full on brogue, but like, you know, we want people to think Scottish.
Okay.
Well, they did, and they thought, oh, this is really bad Scottish.
It just sounds like watered down. It's like when someone goes and they like studied abroad in Scotland for like 3 months, and then they came home and like pretended. Did you ever have one of those friends?
Yep. Yes, I 100% did.
Really?
Or just Madonna, I guess.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that's like endemic of Lillia's kind of lore stuff too, where it's like pick a direction and kind of go with it. Like have her just be Scottish.
Too wishy-washy across the board is our feedback for.
Yeah, maybe.
The voice lines I heard I did like, but I guess
Yeah,
in the cinematic it's a little different.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. Like I don't like I said, I don't play Lillia, so I'm not like.
Yeah.
This is my first time being really exposed to the VO, and I thought it was fine. I didn't think the cinematic was that bad either, but I just remember that was a big point of feedback. I remember seeing in a lot of comments it was like they were not a fan of the VO on that one, which is just kind of
I did write a note too, because I watched the cinematic before I did any of the other stuff, and I was specifically like, man, no matter how many times I hear her voice, I never expect it to sound like it sounds. I always expect it to either be more Scottish or less Scottish. I never expect it to be at the level of Scottish.
Yeah, I was waiting for the Nico accent. I thought maybe they would have the same accent. I don't know where Nico's from though, so. Okay, that's right. Oh, she's going to be one of 2 champions from there, huh?
But yeah, that's another big point of feedback too, right? It's like a lot of the visual design space is shared with Nico, and they both have fucking flowers on their heads. Even like it's it's a bit much, and I think it's said in the wiki that it's like they're the same visual designer worked on them, which is like that's fine, but I think it's a bit much. I think there needs to be a bit more, at least in regards to like how the faces look and the color palettes being so similar. Like if they were connected more, maybe that would be cooler or work better.
I think if they were from the same area, it would make a lot more sense. Or it just, they look like 2 creatures from like the same but very different like video game. Not League of Legends, but the 2 of them are from another video game, and it's the same one.
They both look like they're from Ori.
In
the Blind Forest.
Yeah. Not a big deal, because in game, obviously she doesn't read or play at all.
No,
like Nico, but this is especially in that cinematic, because like it opens like even the screenshot, the still for it is like a close up on her face, and like when you look at it and you look at it at the Nico splash, it's like, man, these look really similar. I think it's also because they lack a lot of definition in the facial features too. They're very generic for like there's just not a lot to distinguish them. You know what I mean?
They just like big eyes, cute, innocent faces kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Riot this entire time and still continues to have a problem with making female champions have the same kind of face. They've gotten a lot better, and there are some that stand out to me that don't have the same face, but a lot of the female champions have the same fucking face.
Mouth just slightly open.
Mouth just a little open. That little tiny nose. That smooth, perfect baby skin face. Even Callista has it somehow.
Yeah. Well,
although she's not smiling, at least.
Death is the best moisturizer.
Anyway.
Now she's also part of the Path, an Ionian myth, which was kind of the Yone reveal. And she just kind of like shows up here as Yone's walking through the spirit realm. We kind of see a lot of characters through here. Like we see the Spirit Blossom Cassiopeia, we see Spirit Blossom Kindred and Wolf, and we... as he's passing the forest, Lillia kind of is the forest. The forest is like the shape of a deer lying down on the side.
Yeah.
I forget now. Was the Spirit Blossom for Yone's release? I was trying to. I thought for sure it was Lillia, because that was her first skin, right? It was Spirit Blossom when she was released. I thought it was.
Yes.
I might be wrong. Yeah.
And like
She
we
only
even
has
said,
2 skins.
yeah, like we even said in her teaser, right? Like it's also teasing all the Spirit Blossom stuff. So they must have been.
I mean, the Spirit Blossom event actually went on for kind of a while, so
That's
it's
true.
probably both of them.
Okay. That makes sense.
Maybe. Yeah. I bet you that
Because we
does
think
make
about
sense.
like the Ruination event. I mean, that was
I
Vex
prefer not to.
Viego and Action all released.
That's true.
That's true.
Messily.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Got a book coming, though. We're recording this
Yeah,
really early,
right.
but it just got announced, that book, a couple days ago.
Yeah, pretty pumped for that. Look out for that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to force our book club to read it, by the way, and not tell them what it is?
Ooh, that would be really funny.
I don't know if you'd be able to, but it's a worthwhile attempt.
Yeah, I don't know if they don't tend to lean towards that kind of fantasy.
We don't tell them what type of fantasy it is. We have to like pitch the book that we think they're likely to agree to read, and then say that that's what the Ruination is.
It's this really cute story about an uncle who's gay.
It's kind of like a growing into yourself type tale. It's a lot of family and
Ooh,
friendship.
found family. There you go. There you go.
Liking your spin on this this motherfucker. Is that it for canon stuff?
That is it for canon stuff. I wrote down a few quotes. She doesn't have many, pop culture references in her quots.
No Bambi references?
No Bambi
What
references.
the fuck, Riot?
No.
You can't have one Bambi reference?
Not even one.
Just never get shot by a
Yeah.
hunter or
Right.
some shit.
She's like, Mother?
Oh my god. That's not exactly what I was thinking. Thinking something maybe about Thumper, or there's literally a character named Flower in Bambi, but
That would
okay.
be-
Well,
That'd
you
make
made
too
the
much
wish on the
sense.
monkey paw, and now you get the mom cake shot.
Now you get the dead mother. Hey, they wanted her to be like Disney, right?
Yeah.
Slap a dead parent in there.
Nothing more Disney than a dead parent.
We're getting sued for this one.
She does have a quote that says, is this my nightmare or yours? Which is kind of a reference to Nocturne's, are you my nightmare or am I yours?
I wish there was more interaction with them. He seems like a great little villain for Lillia, this whole dream sleep champion, right?
How do you know?
Because he's
We
trying
haven't gotten to
consume
N
the
yet.
dreams too.
That's a fair point.
And now he's got
busy
to
in
fight her
Demacia.
dream because her dream wants to consume the dreams. And then Sora needs to come and unlock the heart of the two dreams so that
And then they can
To
3v1
thread the dreams
fucking,
together.
she also has a line for her Spirit Blossom skin that says, I met the strangest human in my forest. Do you think they're here? I still have their dream. Which is likely alluding to the player character. In the
She's
Spirit
talking about
Blossom event.
me.
That's cute.
Yeah. Speaking of you, for the
What?
record, finally, this is a champion for you. She has a quote. How can I tiptoe when I don't have toes?
Do I not have toes? Oh, because I,
know
don't
how
like
tired
toes.
you get of seeing the champion's toes. So
You really,
thought
y'all
was, do I not have
latched
toes?
onto
Wait a
this
minute.
so much. I was really confused. I
Cloven
was like, I have
footed.
toes, John. You've seen it.
Oh man.
You get mad about one champion's toes popping out of her boots. Like, it's fucking weird. It wasn't me.
It's like her
Zeri's
foot grew
boots
too
are
big and they
weird.
just shot out the front, clamp onto the front of it.
She's gonna get a toe cut off, is all I'm saying.
You say that like a threat. If I see those fucking toes, bitch gonna lose a big one.
That bitch better get some real fucking boots real quick. She's gonna lose a
This little
toe.
piggy didn't go to market.
This little piggy went right in my bank.
So,
AUs.
she's got a couple AUs.
She have what, two skins, right?
Yeah, two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, first one, obviously, Spirit Blossom. So, the Spirit Blossom Festival is an ancient and celebrated time in Ionia, When the door to the spirit world is opened, the dead return to their loved ones, and spirits of all manner turn their eyes toward the living. From the benevolent Kanmai to the obsessive Akani, their stories play out again and again, like shadows on a paper lantern.
So this is Lillia, but she's purple and white.
Yeah, so this is the Spirit Blossom Lillia. A shy, fawn spirit, Lillia once served as the guardian of a sacred Ionian forest until her grove was destroyed and cast into flame. Consumed by loss, she now slumbers in the spirit realm, reliving the
Okay.
reliving the destruction in an unending nightmare, unaware of the timid hope still waiting to bloom.
Maybe you're the baby here, not me. Do you need me to burp you? Get the practice in. I know a few positions.
Oh.
Burping positions for babies.
So this also comes with a spirit bond story. Now, this event had kind of a visual novel and client. You could interact with a bunch of champions, and Lillia was one of them. The first thing Lillia asks you to do when you talk to her is strip naked so she feels more comfortable around you.
All right, girl, I'm done. I'm there. Let's go. Step 2.
She says, I understand wanting to hide, sometimes behind trees, sometimes in ribbons and silk. If you don't need your clothes, it would maybe, possibly, perhaps, help me if you could set them aside. Bitch was thirsty.
You're going full Scottish with Lillia. A little too much.
Sorry.
Trying to get practice in for your D&D character tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Or Sunday.
So then she takes you to a burnt forest, which is an echo of the dreaming forest.
That goes in this?
The echoes in this. No. You see the trees. You basically see the trees' nightmares of flame monsters. You think they're like flame monsters, and then she's like, oh no, that's just a nightmare the trees are having. And then she tells you a joke about a deer who got lost because she was deer-sighted. But she doesn't really get the joke. Apparently it was just one she had heard somewhere.
Yeah, the Spirit Blossom event was really fun.
And then she sends you to talk to Death to find out why all the souls of the creatures of the forest are trapped here, and gives you her branch to protect yourself. Now, I don't want to jump into some more Kindred quotes here, but we didn't cover these because they weren't part of the Wolf Kindred story, but there's some fucking golden wolf quotes in this part of the story.
Oh, yeah.
So you go to meet Death, who's, Kindred in this, and as soon as you get there, Wolf sees the branch and insists on you throwing the branch. And
Oh, I remember that now.
and he will not let it go. And eventually Lamb is like, you're going to have to hide that branch. He's not going to be able to focus on anything you're saying. So you hide the branch, and then Wolf immediately says, where did the branch go? Wolf cannot see it, so it must be gone from this world. And then later in the story, you make some crack about his object permanence. He's like, object permanence? Is the human referring to the stick? To the lost stick of old, that which departed this world.
As you're doing all of this, by the way, our cat, who we've been playing with this entire time because he insists that we throw a twist tie for him, it's over there, and he's swirling around us, desperately trying to find it.
He doesn't have great eyesight. He's very deer-sighted.
Oh.
You're as dumb as this wolf, Nico. Yeah.
But yeah, I fucking love that. Are you referring to the lost stick of old?
That is funny.
That's good.
But anyway, it turns out that Lillia is actually, it's not the forest spirits that are trapped. It's actually Lillia who's the only spirit trapped here, because she still clings to all the spirits she lost from the forest, as they're still all in her dreams. So Lamb suggests that you bring the stick back to her and kind of explain things, at which point Wolf says, the stick! It has returned to Wolf after all these long years. So when you get back, Lillia replays all the deaths she witnessed after the fire and said, loving them made her bloom, and then asks you, do I give you that feeling? Do you bloom when I'm near? And I thought maybe I was reading too much into it, but then one of the reply options was like, are we still talking about dead people here?
Oh my god, I'm gonna bloom.
Feel my dreams.
Not in the hair. Just keep the pollen out of the fucking hair.
It's like we're doing Kingdom Hearts roleplay now.
It's like Kingdom Hearts fanfic at best.
That definitely exists.
So there's also a future line in this story that also made me think maybe I wasn't reading too much into it. That said, the branch writhes in your hand as if it's alive, awakened by your desire.
Firm yet supple.
If that's not romance novel level entendre, I don't know what is.
No, it'd be a little bit more graphic.
It
Velvet
throbs.
Wrapped Steel is one that Sarah and I like to talk about a lot.
So, anyway, you convince her she's living in a nightmare and she has to wake up. And then you wake up, and then Lily is happy because the seed of your dream and her dream created another forest, and your dream awakened her, or something. This was around the point of Kingdom Hearts 3 where I had lost the thread.
And then Donald came in.
Mickey came and restored all the dreams.
Grip it firmly.
You're fucking both fired. We're done.
Awaken your desires, Sora.
The branch is swirling.
Fucking stop.
Why is it? Whenever we go off the rails, it's always sexual.
It's not us. It's the writers. They
It's the
let us here.
It's true.
Go back to talking about the
This one
seed.
honestly isn't on us.
So anyway, if you give her a spirit petal, she says she'll leave something nice for you in your next dream. And then she
Ooh.
gets embarrassed and runs away. So that's Spirit Blossom.
They knew what they were fucking doing.
Shit.
And now she's also part of Chaos and Order, set in the vastness of the cosmos. Each of the champions represents an opposing faction battling against each other. Chaos and Order officially encompasses 4 skin lines. Battle of the God Kings,
Foreskin.
Dawnbringer.
Great. Nice fucking catch.
This my brain is so okay, I want to pee my pants, please. So anyway, there are 4 skin lines.
Yeah. And this one's Nightbringer Lillia. Steward of nightmares, demon of dreams, Lillia revels in twisted fantasies that mortify mortal minds. Though she dallies in the war between order and chaos, she rarely joins in the fray herself. She has a garden to tend to after all, sowing seeds of terror and watching them bloom.
Okay.
This should just be base, Lillia. IMO.
Yeah, honestly. It's a pretty cool. I like this skin. I like it's so different.
Yeah.
I like when they go
I
like.
never see it.
Exactly.
I think I was just watching it in a pro game earlier.
Really?
Or maybe it was a clip, but yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah,
it's a
I
cool
agree.
one.
Like you're saying, it's a lot of fun when they do something just wildly different or just like inverted
Yeah.
almost, you know?
And she's only got, the 2 skins, so I'm glad they did it with one of them.
Sure, right?
Right?
There's not what you don't want, like Lillia running around in fucking, I don't know, Mecha Kingdoms or something, just tending robot dreams or some old bullshit.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Do androids dream of
Electric deer.
electric? Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
Couldn't
Nailed
finish the
it.
thought.
Stuck the landing. And that's kind of it. I've just got a few fun facts.
Nice.
Talked about a few of them, but Lily is voiced by Holly Earl.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about the whole accent thing already. Lillia was developed specifically to fill the cute, whimsical jungler niche, which had been missing.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. I feel like maybe they kind of skipped a few steps and kind of got to the end. Like they got what they were looking for. Maybe I guess she works in game. It's just the lore part needs a little catch up.
Ivern's cute though, and whimsical.
That is true.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess
who the
not.
fuck knows?
I don't know. He's a different type of cute, I guess.
Yeah, I can
He's
see
less
that.
They're the same to me.
He's more like kind grandfather cute and less ooh-woo.
Oh. Like if he tooted, you'd be like, aw. You just can't control it. You know, like when old men toot.
Yeah, you know that thing.
What's happening?
Right.
I was thinking about Scrubs,
But, yep.
I need something new. I can't be the person who likes or hates toes.
You gotta be the person who likes
The
old men
old
toots.
men toots.
You want that to be your new thing?
Yes. Because there's only one old man champion and a zillion. You're going to forget by then.
This game is full of people who have been around for longer than Zillion.
They're not old men,
It's
though.
Jax has like old man egg farts. He's been around for 5,000 years.
Those are not fucking cute.
I don't know. You heard
Think
it
about
here
the egg
first. They're cute.
Okay, listen, there's an episode of Scrubs where Elliot talks about where it's cute when old men toot. That's what I was referencing. And then Kelso farts and she went, "Aw," afterwards. You just don't understand my deep cuts. Like Scrubs.
This little indie underground
indie
show. I don't know if
show.
y'all heard of it. Lilia's development name was Cute Jungler.
Oh, God. They had one thing. They were like, she's cute.
Her name is likely, based on the Latin word Lillia, meaning flower or blossom.
I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch, John.
It's true.
Pretty sure it means vagina. Let's be fair.
San Diego.
Lillia was teased in game with the Lilia's Haiku loot item, which was earnable in patch 10.14. It was awarded by scoring takedowns as a jungle, and it was openable from July 22nd, 2020. And it contained a little card which gave you a Lillia champion permanent.
Oh, neat.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Neato.
You know why I don't think I get her an ARAM? I don't think I own Lillia.
I mean, that would do it.
That will do it.
Yeah.
And finally, Yone knows and has met Lillia and is protective of his little innocent dream fawn.
Okay.
I guess that could be fun. You got that super edgy, serious Yone next to just little old. She's like peeking out from behind his like demon legs or whatever, his swords and shit.
Whatever Yone does, I don't.
Yeah, whatever. Again, very Kingdom Hearts. You got these edgy anime characters running around next to
He's cute.
the blooming heart flower. Yeah.
But that's all I got for Lillia.
Okay.
I think
Any final thoughts?
I guess fun fact thing I think is that little flower on her head will actually bloom in her in-game model when her passive stacks build up. I think, and then when you lose them, I think it closes back up, which I didn't realize until I saw.
I don't know what Lilia's passive is.
I think when she does damage, she builds up like a stack. It like increases move speed. Is that
I
it?
think so.
Oh, okay.
I think
Yeah.
it's to like anything, like even jungle monsters and shit like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
But no extra thoughts.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even feel like normally we're like, oh, there's a lot of potential here, but I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't necessarily get as much of that. I feel like I don't know. Maybe she needs a little ironing out. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need more of like, what's Lilia? We talk about this a lot. What is she doing now? Like they got to this point where like she has left the forest and wants to help the humans, but like everything before that was a little lackluster and not super fleshed out.
Yeah, it's like there's stuff they could do to make me like the story more. I don't know what tweaks they could make to make me more interested in her as a character.
Yeah,
I think maybe she's just not for me.
maybe.
Yeah. Maybe something that helped explain a little bit of why her personality is the way it is, if that makes sense. Like, I could see, like, something that, I don't know, maybe that's just my thought. It's like, because I get that that's her personality, but I feel like I don't know why she's so timid, aside from the fact that she's a part deer. But it's like, that doesn't mean anything when you got Vestaya running around. Like, you know, they just happen to kind of be part animal. That doesn't mean that they're all, like, Zaya's not very flighty, I assume, right? Just because she's part bird. Maybe.
I feel like she's probably timid around people because she hasn't seen them, but she has seen their dreams. I wonder if it's kind of like meeting a celebrity. You're like, oh my God, I'm finally seeing them.
Or meeting anybody whose dreams you've seen.
No, that's true. Oh, man, I know all your dirty little secrets.
Maybe something that, like, Link does two things a little, or help make that connection a little more clear might do it for me if I was wanted something, but I don't know. I don't fucking know. I think we're done.
Yeah.
Was that it? Was that Lillia?
That's Lillia, I think.
Nice.
Go to bed.
I'm just like losing it. Well, that was Lillia. Thank you for listening. I guess we haven't like announced it here yet, but we talked about it a lot on this podcast already, that you and I are having a baby.
Yeah.
What?
We did like mention it in the Discord, Mark. Mark says that like he wasn't one of the first people to know months ago. Yeah, that'll happen in summer sometime, like mid to late summer. That's part of the reason why we're trying to record so far ahead. So we can take some time off, but we're not going anywhere. Don't worry. Even if we end up needing a break, I just kind of wanted to throw that out there, that there might be like a time where things are a little bit light, or we talk about maybe John and Mark doing some bonus episodes during that time, but we'll kind of see and play it by ear. We have no idea what's going to happen, but yeah. If you want to keep up with us, though, we'll still be on Twitter at Loreheads, and we do have a Discord, and the link to that is in the description of this episode. We have a YouTube channel as well. John has some parodies there, and we post all of the episodes. And we have a Patreon. Thank you so much to all of our patrons.
But a special thank you to our Medarda tier patrons, Jeremy Rich, King of Hearts, and Mylect. Y'all are the best of the best of the best.
Jesus.
Sorry. With honor.
And also we do also have a highlight reel on the YouTube now too.
Oh yeah.
So if you have friends that you think might enjoy the podcast, but you don't want to send them like an hour and a half long episode of us bitching about lore, you can send them this 7-minute highlight reel and see if it's something they might be interested in.
And it is, again, mostly sex-related stuff. I feel
you
like
know
when
what?
we
It's
go
about
on.
half and half.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
There is that whole bit about Kenan hiding dead bodies. So there's some
that was
variety.
half of the sex one.
All right, and be sure to join us next week because we're going to talk about the Ice Witch Lysandra.
Chili.
Burr.